The following story has been brought to you by StoriesToInspire.org.
So I read a story today, beautiful story in the Pesach, that when Ashdod first started out to be a frum community, so it didn't have a direct bus line between Ashdod and Yerushalayim. You have to go first to Bnei Brak, right? So the bus driver is doing a stop in Bnei Brak, and a bunch of people get on the bus. He's going to Ashdod, and a bacher gets on, and he says to him, I live in a moshav called Nir Galim. You ever heard of Nir Galim? It's a little bit after Ashdod. So the driver says, I pass, but it's not my tachana, I'm not supposed to stop there. So the guy said, well, you're passing anyway, can you do me a favor and stop there? He goes, I can't, the bus company, come on, please, I have to get home. He says, do the guy a favor, I'll stop there. So he gets onto the bus, okay? Gets onto the bus. And he stops by this tachana, Nir Galim, which he never stops by. And there's an old lady sitting there with a bunch of bags. And she goes, Haifa? So he tells her, yeah, but wait till I get my bags. And she starts loading one bag, another bag, and a bunch of Yingalite get off the bus and they help her load her bags. And finally, the driver says to her, like, what were you thinking? There is no bus to Haifa at this bus stop. So what were you thinking? She's like, what do you mean? I was here by the bus stop. And I got onto the bus, you're going to Haifa. He says, what? The only reason I stopped is because I let off this, and she's going, what do you mean? So finally he says to her, you got to explain this to me. Why in the world were you sitting there? So he says, this is what she says. She says, look, I came to an old lady, I schlepped all my bags, and they told me that the bus to Haifa is on the other side of the street. There's no way I can cross with all my bags. I said, bring the bus here. That's all. Then you stopped. You said, you're going to Haifa. She looked at him like, what's the chiddush? Okay? So think about this story and say the Rebbeinu Shem prepares for us exactly what we should do, how we should do it, where we should go, how we should go. And the Rebbeinu Shem makes very, very complex connections. But he could have said to this kid, no, I don't stop at Nir Galim, okay? And you don't realize, but the Rebbeinu Shem already has the next step prepared for you. You missed the second chesed that was built on your first chesed. You know how every act that we do is directly connected.
Enjoyed this story? Come again. Bring a friend. StoriesToInspire.org